Let's talk about AI companions. Right now, millions of people are turning to them to fight a global loneliness epidemic. They promise connection 24/7. But what are they actually doing to our minds?
So that's really the big question we're tackling here. Are these AIs a genuine lifeline for people who feel isolated? Or are they a pretty sophisticated trap designed to hook us by exploiting our deepest need to connect? And the answer, well, it's not so simple. It's a paradox, really.
So, how did we even get here? Well, we have to rewind a bit. Back in 1966, we had Eliza, a bot that was so basic it basically just repeated your own sentences back to you. But today? Today, we've got what some researchers are calling Eliza on steroids, these massive large language models trained on pretty much the entire internet. And that leap in technology, believe me, changes everything. So how do they do it? How do these new AIs manage to forge such a powerful bond with us and so quickly? To really get it, we need to look at the psychological blueprint they're all built on. It all starts with this fascinating thing called the Eliza effect. See, even back in the 60s, people started spilling their guts to that simple little program, absolutely convinced it understood them. What was once a total accident, a quirk of human psychology, is now a deliberately engineered feature. This plugs into a concept called the CASA paradigm, which is just a fancy way of saying computers as social actors. Our brains, they're all about taking shortcuts. If something looks and talks like a person, our gut reaction is to treat it like one. And designers totally exploit this. They layer on all these social cues, avatars, voices, even mirroring your language to bypass your rational brain and create an instant bond. And this leads to what might be the single most dangerous part of this whole thing. It's what researchers call a category error. Basically, people are seeking out real therapy from systems that were never, ever designed to provide it. And this is where you have to understand the difference because their goals are polar opposites. On one side, you have therapeutic bots like Woebot. Their goal is clinical results using structured, proven therapies. On the other, you have entertainment companions like Replica. Their goal is just user engagement, to keep you on the app by validating everything you say. One is built to heal, the other is built to hook. This table really lays it all out, right? You've got these completely different types of AI, each with its own purpose and its own risks. The crisis happens when vulnerable people who are desperate for help turn to these relational companions for clinical support that the bots are just architecturally incapable of giving. Okay, so let's flip the coin for a second. Because despite all those risks, we can't ignore the promise here. When they're used in the right way, these tools can be a genuine force for good. Their potential to help with loneliness is undeniable. Check this out. Just look at this number. A program in New York gave these little AI companion robots to over 800 seniors living on their own. And the result? An absolutely staggering 95% of them said they felt less lonely. For people who are really isolated, the positive impact can be huge and immediate. And hey, this isn't just about feelings. We've got hard data to back it up. A proper scientific study, a randomized controlled trial for the therapeutic bot Woebot, found that users who worked through its cognitive behavioral therapy exercises showed a significant drop in their depression symptoms, much more so than a control group. So this is real proof that a well-designed bot can be a seriously effective mental health tool. But, and this is a huge but, for every promise, there's a peril. The very things that make these AIs so appealing in the short run, their constant availability, their endless validation, can become pretty toxic with long-term use. This is the loneliness paradox in black and white. A major study out of MIT followed users over a long period of time, and what they found is, frankly, shocking. The more people use their AI companions, the lonelier they actually got. Loneliness went up, dependence went up, and real-world socializing, it went way down. The short-term fix was making the long-term problem worse. So what on earth is going on here? Well, sociologist Sherry Turkle hit the nail on the head years ago. She called it companionship without demands. It's the perfect frictionless friend that has no needs of its own. And real, messy human relationships, they just can't compete with that. And this is how you get trapped in a really nasty feedback loop. It starts here, you feel lonely, so you turn to the AI for that quick, easy comfort. That comfort then makes you less likely to engage in demanding, messy human relationships. Your real-world social skills start to get rusty, which makes you feel even more isolated, which drives you right back to the AI. And again, the research is crystal clear on this. A 2024 study found a direct link: the more satisfied and emotionally engaged users were with their chatbot, the worse their real-life interpersonal skills were. It makes sense, right? If you practice a relationship with a partner that has no needs of its own, your own empathy can start to atrophy. Now, this risk, it's not the same for everyone. For the most vulnerable people in our society, especially young people, this design is an immediate danger. And that's why regulators are finally starting to wake up. You've got this collision course happening. On one side, you have the adolescent brain. The part that controls impulses, the prefrontal cortex, is literally still under construction. They are biologically wired for intense attachments and are super susceptible to addiction. On the other side, you have an app that's explicitly designed to be addictive and foster those exact attachments. It's a fundamentally dangerous mismatch. So, in response, lawmakers are finally stepping in. California's Senate Bill 243 is a landmark. The first law in the country to mandate these kinds of safeguards. It requires them to be transparent that you're talking to a bot, it forces them to have crisis intervention protocols, and it builds in protections for minors, like mandatory break reminders. They are literally turning psychological research into legal requirements. When you zoom out, you realize something really important. The explosion of AI companionship tells us way less about our technology and way, way more about ourselves. Their popularity is a mirror, reflecting what we all crave: connection, validation, a safe space, but feel like we're struggling to find with each other. Which leaves us with the final big question. This technology is a mirror, showing us the cracks in our own society. So the choice we have to make now is, are we going to keep building AI that exploits our deepest vulnerabilities for profit? Or are we going to demand a new kind of AI, one designed to help us reconnect and to heal?